What is up, everybody? We are back with part 2 with Jeff Gray and Honor Your Oath Civil Rights Investigations, coming to you from Waveland, Mississippi, where we have a sergeant that is very, very arrogant, uninformed, and doesn't care. So let's get back to the video.
How you doing, man? You got some ID on you?
Good morning, gentlemen. God bless our homeless veterans.
Yep, I'm a vet too, man.
All right, cool.
Air Force.
All right.
You got your ID on you?
What for?
Vagrancy.
What?
Vagrancy.
Vagrancy. Vagrancy, y'all. Just, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, do you have your ID on you?
Am I required to give you ID?
Yes,
No.
you are.
What happened if I don't give it to you?
You're going to jail. Period.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Sir, I'm sending out a public.
How many officers in America believe that because they tell you to do something, you have to do it? Honest to God. Because that's not true. One of the biggest things that you can do in your life to better educate yourself is to know your rights and stand on them. Carry on.
Sidewalk engaged in constitutionally protected
Correct.
activity.
Correct. But I'm letting you know you're going to go to jail, no questions asked.
Even if I'm standing on a public
Yes,
sidewalk.
yes. How many times do I got to explain?
Woo!
So if I don't give you ID, I'm
Yes,
going to
you're
jail.
going to jail for failure to identify.
Can I just
Lawsuit.
leave?
If you wish to do so, but I need to identify you.
I don't wish
Quit
to do so.
playing.
I'd like to stay here and
You're
express
not,
my.
you're not going to stay here, period. I'm going to let you know.
Do I have to leave?
Yes,
Why?
because I'm instructing you. I'm giving you a lawful order to leave.
And if I don't,
Oh, that lawful order thing. Y'all, cops have to know the law that they're stating to give you a lawful order. And that'll come up later on in the deposition, but pay attention to that. He gave him a lawful order. 9 times out of 10, these cops don't even know the laws that they're like issuing to you. That's why it's very important to be educated. Carry on, Sergeant.
You're going to jail
I'll go to jail.
for
And
failure.
your officer, Sergeant Joffrion.
Sergeant Joffrion, Officer Anderson.
All right, y'all have a good day.
You got your ID with you?
So if I don't leave, I'll go to jail.
Yep. Give me your ID first.
Come on.
And if I don't give you ID, I'll go to jail.
Yes.
Even though I've
Wow.
explained to you that I'm engaged in constitutionally protected
I don't
activity,
care if you explain it to me or not.
safeguarded by the First Amendment, which is
Okay.
freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of assembly on a traditional public forum, the steps of City Hall.
Correct.
I'm
Yes.
not begging for money.
He just put him on notice. He just put him on notice. The reason why Jeff will always name out all of the rights that he's standing on is for one reason and one reason alone. It's to get rid of the qualified immunity that is behind that man's vest. And he can attach himself to his pension. I'm telling you, the biggest problem in America is qualified immunity. Carry on.
Your ID?
I'm not begging for money.
Okay. You got your ID.
Do I need to show you my ID?
You need to show me your ID. Yes, sir.
Or what?
You're going to jail.
What
Doesn't
is,
matter if you commit a crime or not.
Oh!
You have to identify and reference.
Quit playing. Do you understand? It has to be coming from training, folks. It has to be coming from training. It has to be coming from the top down. Why do cops think that they're entitled to know exactly who you are, where you live, all of everything, just because? Because we got a call. Because whatever reason that they or excuse that they give you. Guys, if there is not reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime is happening, is about to happen, or could happen, you don't have to tell them who you are, even in a stop and ID state. So this guy right here, shame on you, but it gets even worse.
To a complaint because you're violating.
you need to have reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime is afoot. You
Yeah, I
can't.
do have reasonable suspicion. I just instructed you. So
Vagrancy?
Reasonable suspicion and reasonable articulable suspicion are not the same thing. Suspicion is not a crime. I look suspicious. That don't make me a criminal. Carry on.
What ordinance is that?
city ordinance.
Even though I've explained to you that I'm engaged in constitutionally
You
protected.
don't need to explain anything to me because I literally don't care.
Oh.
This isn't some free will state, man. This is how it is.
Wait. This is not some free will. Oh. I didn't catch that the first time. Oh, that explains the carry on. Oh my gosh. Like I said, y'all, this guy needs to be decertified. This guy there's not enough training. There's not enough training and this guy doesn't care. So keep going. And not a free Oh my gosh.
So you don't have freedom in the state of Mississippi?
If you don't like it, you can go back to Florida. Period.
Did you take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution when you served?
Wait for it.
I absolutely did.
Yeah, and you're not doing that right now.
Okay, that's your
Did you
opinion.
take an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution when
that
you
is your opinion.
became a cop?
That is your opinion.
Then you're not doing it right now.
That's your opinion.
Central 1114.
Go ahead.
10-4, that 27's going to come back to a Marcus Jeffrey, valid, negative 29s, negative 4s.
Come on. All right, Mr. Jeffrey, you're free to go.
Free to go? Can I stay?
No, you cannot stay. You got to go.
Oh Lord, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. This is the most disgusting deposition of a police officer I have ever watched in my life.
All right, Sergeant Joffrion, I think you know what we're here about. Have you reviewed the body cam footage that was obtained during your interaction with Mr. Gray?
Yes.
When was the last time that you reviewed that?
Yesterday.
I want you to listen to all of the contradictions are so real, and I'm not trying to stop this and start it because it's going to be astonishing. Just make sure you're paying attention to everything he says.
The state's constitution.
I don't recall. I'm not an expert as far as.
Do you know what the First Amendment protects at all?
I don't recall.
Wow.
Do you know what the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution
recall.
protects?
Look at that look on his face.
Do you know what the Mississippi Constitution provides regarding the right of the people to peaceably assemble and petition the government?
Don't recall.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Do y'all see that smug look on his face? Can you imagine sitting in an IA investigation and being this smug, this entitled, and
Do you know what the Constitution of the state of Mississippi provides regarding freedom of speech and the freedom of press?
I don't recall.
Do you know what the Mississippi Constitution provides with regard to deprivation of life, liberty, or property without due process of law?
I'm not a lawyer.
oh,
I understand that you're a law enforcement officer, not a lawyer. My question was very simple. Do you know?
I don't recall.
Mr. Gray asked you in this video if you had undertaken an oath to uphold and protect
Listen.
the Constitution of the United States of America, and you responded yes. Do you remember that?
Correct.
And did you also take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the state of Mississippi?
I don't recall.
give me a
You
break.
agree that your oath required you to abide by the Constitution, whatever it may require.
Repeat the question.
Oh,
You would agree that your oath required you to uphold the Constitution, whatever it may require.
Which oath?
Your oath of office. You took an oath to be a police officer, didn't you?
I don't recall.
oh my gosh. He does not recall taking an oath of office. That is the oath to the Constitution, folks. And also what he admitted to taking on Jeff's camera. Carry on. I feel some perjury if they're under oath.
Do you recall telling Mr. Gray that you had taken an oath?
I don't recall what a video states.
What training did you have regarding law enforcement in the Air Force?
Oh, hold
Basic
on.
law
What
is that?
Hold on. So, time out. This guy was in the Air Force. This guy right here served in our military and has so much disregard to the Constitution that he was defending. Let that sink in for a moment. Listen to this part. He served in the military. Oh my gosh.
Regarding law enforcement in the Air Force.
Basic law enforcement.
And what does that include?
Can't think off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Just
This
law
guy.
enforcement stuff.
When you went to the Law Enforcement Academy, what training did you receive on vagrancy laws?
I can't even remember.
Wait.
Stop and frisk.
Vagrancy laws. He doesn't remember what he learned about vagrancy laws. So he just admitted that he doesn't know what he charged or what he was trying to charge Jeff with. Right there. He doesn't even know. Like, bro, are you with us? Blink 3 times if you need help. I don't think anybody help you at this point. Carry on.
Laws.
I never ran over frisk. Stop and frisk.
In what training do you remember?
Patting down subjects for weapons. That's it. No,
Do you remember any?
And I wonder if he understands what a Terry stop is. I wish I could have asked more questions, but carry on.
Training on what was required before you could stop someone and frisk them?
I can't recall.
Oh, no, he can't recall.
Do you recall any training on statutes that were
I can't.
require someone to identify themselves?
I can't recall.
Mm.
Do you recall any training at the Law Enforcement Academy about First Amendment?
I can't recall.
Do you recall any training about the Fourth Amendment?
I can't.
What are the Waveland Police Department policies on interaction with the public when they are engaged in expressive conduct?
You have to get with them as far as that.
What?
You're a supervisor at the Waveland.
What? You have to get with them. Yo. Hold on.
With the public when they are engaged in expressive conduct.
You have to get with them as far as that.
You're a supervisor at the Waveland Police Department and you don't know the policies on interactions with the public engaged in expressive conduct.
Wow.
It's not something I study over. I can't recall.
Who would know
Oh.
the policies of the city of...
Don't. Are we boring you, sir? Are we boring you? Are we boring you? Because if we're boring you, I mean, just leave. He just yawned in the middle of that question. Let's go back. Give me a break.
I can't recall.
Who would know the policies of the city of Waveland or the Waveland Police Department with regarding to persons engaged in expressive conduct?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Have you taken, since you completed the Law Enforcement Academy, any continuing education courses?
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you have a list of those?
No.
What do you recall?
Get the stuff out of your fingernails. Like, if this man, I don't think anybody could act any less like attentive or gave 2 iotas about anybody's freedoms, much less his job, much less know anything. Now, is he playing dumb? Yes, he's playing dumb. I'm not dumb either. But it takes some real cojones to be a supervisor, and he don't think anything's going to happen to him, obviously. Either that or he knows he's in the can. But, bruh, like, no professionalism whatsoever. Imagine how he treats the public. Imagine how he treats the public. And on top of that, when the body cam's not on, if they've got them, No, he's a liability and a danger to society.
SWAT school.
Oh, he's SWAT.
Anything else?
Can't recall.
Do you have any continuing education courses on the First or Fourth Amendment?
I can't recall.
You said that you watched the body cam footage yesterday. Having reviewed that within the last 24
Listen
hours,
to this. Listen to this.
is there anything that you thought you could have done better?
I could have handled it a little different.
How?
Could have reworded some things.
Wait. Reworded some things. So reworded the laws that you were accusing him of. Are those the words? Because carry on. Oh, this is going to blow your socks off.
What things?
I can't recall off the top of my head.
Imagine that.
Do you need to watch the video again?
No, I don't.
So, if your testimony is that you could have reworded some things, but you don't know what things,
I know what things.
what things?
Just handled it better. Talked a little different.
How?
Arrogance. I like
I
that
don't know.
pose.
I'm not in those shoes right now.
I like that pose that he's in, though. For those critical thinkers out there that know, if you know, you know. Protection. Carry on.
Well, part of this is we have the benefit of hindsight. We also have the benefit of having reviewed what happened. I don't know how many times you watched the video, at least once. But other than rewording some things, and you can't say which things, you can't tell me anything that you would have done differently or done better.
Yeah.
Same objection.
Did you hear that objection? That's either his lawyer and his union rep or just his union rep. They've told him just to not even. I don't know. This is awful. This is by far the worst thing I've ever seen on the internet, and I watch all these videos. This is the absolute worst.
Well, I have to think on that.
Can you think?
Well, how can you say that there are things you would have done, but I can't answer the question as to what they would have been?
Get
I
it?
just know I could have handled it better, but it will give me time to think on it.
What? That didn't even make sense.
So, did you make any mistakes?
No.
Ha! Didn't make any mistakes. For those of you who do not know your rights, he had a first, fourth, fifth. There's so many. Listen, he said he didn't make any mistakes, y'all. He violated so many civil rights in that short video, and Jeff did not even go to jail. All you have to do is get a threat of arrest and walk away, right? Or if you're forced to give your ID under threat of arrest or coercion, that's a Fourth Amendment violation. But he didn't do anything wrong. No, they were all lawful orders.
Tell me what the elements of vagrancy are.
Ooh.
Check to the phone. I can't think of off the top of my head right now. I'm not.
Tell me what you recall. Tell me what you recall are the elements of the crime of vagrancy.
I can't recall. I don't know the laws by heart.
What?
I just know what's.
Okay, can I say something really quickly? So I hope to God that this guy, his qualified immunity is null and void. I pray because the taxpayers of this city of Waverly, Mississippi, are going to fit the bill for this lawsuit that is hook, line, and sinker, not only because of the way that he's acting, but he is spilling everything. It's like, in Jeff's heart, it's like, ha! In the people of Waverly, I would be so mad because this could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just depends. So taxpayers, this is why it's very important not to just back the blue because it's the cool thing to do. Trust me. You want to hold them accountable because there's a bunch of these people out here that act just like him. Carry on.
Crimes are, I'm not a lawyer.
So what is the crime of vagrancy?
I can't say it verbatim.
I'm not asking verbatim. I'm asking you to tell me, you said you just know what the laws are. What is the crime of vagrancy?
Can't answer that right now on top of my head.
What?
Well, you accused Mr. Gray of vagrancy the moment you stepped out of your cruiser. What were you accusing him of doing?
Harassing customers.
What?
So is vagrancy harassing?
I didn't mention that to him.
I didn't ask.
Oh, you didn't mention it to him. So you're just pulling stuff out of your rear end. Okay, carry on.
Is vagrancy harassing? Is that what you think the crime of vagrancy is? So what is the crime of vagrancy?
He doesn't know.
Can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
You don't know what the crime of vagrancy is.
If I had that statute in front of me.
Did you that day?
Are you aware that the statute had been repealed 5 years before you accused Mr. Gray of vagrancy?
It was a city ordinance that had been repealed, y'all. It was a city ordinance that had been repealed 5 years ago, and the man knew it. Let's back this up. You got to listen to all of this. Holy shit.
Crime of vagrancy.
If I had that statute in front of me, I could then tell you.
Are you aware that the statute had been repealed 5 years before you accused Mr. Gray of vagrancy? All right, so how did he commit the crime of vagrancy? How could he possibly have committed a crime that had been repealed 5 years ago that you can't even define?
I didn't arrest him or...
You threatened him.
Identify him off of vagrancy.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Do we need to watch the video?
If you want to watch it, you can. I'm not.
Well, let's watch the beginning of the video.
He's not.
Up to this point that we're talking about with vagrancy.
He's a supervisor. He has people underneath him that he guides. And he don't know the law or the constitutional rights. People right here. This is why people don't like cops.
That was you speaking, correct?
Correct.
And he asked you why you needed to see identification, and you said vagrancy.
Okay.
All right. So what is vagrancy?
I'm not a lawyer.
What? I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. But you are accusing innocent people of laws that you don't even know the beginnings or ends to. Laws that have been repealed, yet you are still trying to break the constitutional rights of an innocent human being because your ego is so huge that you just feel like you can just rule over everybody. Shame on you. Shame on you.
But you are a law enforcement officer that was dispatched by Chief Investigator Hersey for harassing and peeping through windows.
Correct.
And not the first, but near the first word out of your mouth is vagrancy, which we've already established is a crime that was repealed 5 years earlier.
Correct.
So I'm trying to understand, Mr. Joffrion, why you approached Mr. Gray, who's standing there holding a sign, and accused him of vagrancy.
How did
Crickets.
I accuse him of it?
Wait.
He asked why you accused him of vagrancy.
How did I accuse him of it?
How did I accuse him of it? This cannot be real. Ashton Kutcher's going to be around the corner somewhere. I'm being punked right now. Is this real? Jeff, is this real? Is this man real? Is this a bad AI? There's no fucking way possible. Keep going.
He asked why you would need identification, and you responded vagrancy. Do we need to play this again?
You can play it.
Do you need to see it again to know that that's what
I
happened?
don't need to say anything.
So you did accuse him of vagrancy.
I didn't accuse him of vagrancy.
Wait,
So why would you say the word vagrancy?
what? Is it not an accusation whenever you were trying to get his ID for vagrancy? That's an accusation of that crime. He didn't accuse him. This guy, did he fall out of a big dumb tree and hit every dumb branch going down? Because he ain't got an IQ left in his brain. Lord.
I don't know.
Well, who would know?
Hello? Anybody in there?
Can't answer that.
The delay is great.
Then you respond that you had received several complaints that Mr. Gray was begging for food, money, stuff like that.
Listen to this shit.
You had not personally observed Mr. Gray begging for food, money, or anything of the sort, had you?
Negative.
Who had you received a complaint from that he was
Listen.
begging for food, money, and stuff
Listen.
like that?
Nobody.
That would be, I don't know.
Well, you said you got several complaints
He was the
that he was begging, but you don't know who any of the several complaints are.
I didn't receive any complaints that he was begging for money.
Where did you
What?
get the information? I'm sorry. Where did you get the information that there had been several complaints that he was begging for food, money, and stuff like that?
Top of my head.
The top of his head. He is the complainant. That's kind of like a cop can't be the complainant. Girl, bye. Oh, the top of his head.
So you hadn't received several complaints.
I have received several complaints
Then
that
who
he was
made?
harassing people.
But that's not what we're talking about, not harassing. You said several complaints, begging for food, money, stuff like that. Who were the several complainants?
Who knows?
Who
I don't know.
knows?
So what was your basis of your statement that there were several complaints he was begging for food, money, and stuff like that?
Harassing customers.
What customers?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So you said to Mr. Gray that you had received several complaints that he was begging for food, money, stuff like that, and he responded, "That's not true."
Correct.
And you said, "Well, I'm just out here for that reason," and again asked for identification.
Mhm.
I need a yes.
Yes.
All right. And he asked you whether he was required to provide identification, and you responded that he was. And he asked, if I don't, what will happen? And you said, "You're going to jail, period." Do you
Yes.
recall saying that?
Yes.
All right.
That right there, folks, those statements by this officer is enough for Jeff to file litigation. That is right there a Fourth Amendment violation. And he could walk away if it wasn't more circumstances that are coming on, but walk away and file litigation against the town county, whatever, and the police department, because that's not lawful. That's not lawful. Carry on, idiot.
So what were you going to take Mr. Gray to jail for if he did not provide you identification?
Failure to comply
Failure to comply with what?
with the lawful order.
And what was the lawful order?
Identification.
Oh. Failure to ID is a secondary violation. You have to have a first one to identify. It's a secondary violation. This is not. Carry on.
Under what circumstances are you entitled to demand identification from a person?
Reasonable suspicion that a crime occurred.
All right. And what reasonable suspicion did you have that he had committed a crime?
Please do tell.
Harassing customers. Peeping through windows. Repeatedly asking people for money.
All right. But you just told me that you're not aware of one single person.
I don't know their names.
Because there's not any.
Well, who did you speak to? Where did you interact with these persons?
Where's the report?
Beforehand, I didn't.
Oh.
Then you
didn't.
said you're going to jail for failure to identify.
This guy.
What ordinance or
This
state code section is the crime of failure to identify?
There isn't one.
Right. Why would you say that you're going to jail for failure to identify?
Who knows? Oh no.
Do what?
Identify.
There isn't one.
Wait.
Right. Why would you say that you're going to jail for failure to identify?
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows why? Who knows why? That's this man's answer to an IA agent, an IA officer with the career in the palm of his hands. And this is how this guy's answering. Do you think he deserves a badge? Let me know in the comments.
You also said that you were investigating Mr. Gray in your report for violation of Waveland City Ordinance 82-1, peddling. What constitutes the crime of peddling?
You don't know.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't recall.
Oh my.
How could you be investigating Mr. Gray for peddling if you don't know what peddling is?
I knew what it was then.
Oh, then.
I'll have to refresh my memory.
What caused it to be fresh in your memory on May 30th, 2023 at approximately 9:46 a.m. that it's not fresh October 9, 2024?
I have no idea.
This guy.
Your testimony is that on May 30th, 2023, you knew what the crime of peddling consisted of, correct?
Right.
Not a crime. City ordinance.
You were still going to take him to jail.
Whatever peddling may be, is committing that.
For those of you who know, city ordinances are civil matters. They're not criminal. They sometimes rise to the criminal. Anyway, that's another day. Let's go back and hear about peddling.
Not a crime. City ordinance.
Whatever peddling may be, is committing that not a crime?
I'm not a lawyer.
Mm.
Just a law enforcement officer.
But you wrote a report, Mr. Joffrion, that said crime description peddling.
I got to stop that really quick. I am not a lawyer. I am a law enforcement officer. So what he's trying to say to you is that he is going to stick whatever charge he wants on you. What he's trying to say is he can stick any charge on you, send you into the system, put you in front of a judge, make you pay lawyer fees and attorney fees and court fees, and you can work it out there. That's not on him. He's not a lawyer. So he'll try to pin anything on you. This guy's dangerous. This guy is dangerous. And he knows exactly what he's doing. If he knows that peddling is a city ordinance, but he doesn't know his laws, that should have opened your eyes right there. Carry on.
So according to your report, you were investigating Mr. Gray for peddling.
Stalking, harassing.
Well, it's both.
Yeah, correct.
What constitutes the elements of a violation of city ordinance number 38?
I have no idea. Not off the top of my head. I don't recall.
Did you know on May 30th, 2023?
I don't recall either where my mind was or what I was thinking.
Oh, where his mind was and what he was thinking. Boy, he sings. He is an attorney's worst nightmare, folks.
The Digital Side-Eye.
Please subscribe.